I have been incongruent about who I say I am and who I think I am. I think that I am this big achiever. I make fun of people who, and it's not even to other people that I make fun of. I make fun of them in my own head about people who, oh, that guy only has a Porsche. That guy is 50 years old and he's out of shape and he is driving a BMW and not a Ferrari. By the time I'm 50 years old, buddy, I'm going to have a Ferrari. I'm going to have a smoking hot wife and the life of my dreams. You have that much time, you got to be successful. I have all these ideas in my head of who I think I am, who I'm gonna be. Yet every single day that goes by, I act incongruently, one word, to that person that would eventually achieve those things. I sit at my desk all day working. I think I'm working. I haven't made $1 in over a year. I go to the gym every single day. I work hard on my body and I have these big dreams that, one day it's going to happen. One day, these dreams that I have of having this amazing life where I'm traveling, running an online business, making millions of dollars. And everybody that didn't believe in me that I told about these dreams is now sitting with their hands on their face, covering their eyes because I'm out here living my best life. And I'm not acting in congruence with who that is. And my mind has been the greatest salesman in that journey of I'm trying to convince myself that I am who I say I am, but I know that deep down in my heart, my biggest insecurity is the fear that I won't live up to the idea I have of myself. And it scares the fuck out of me. Because every single day, like I said, I sit here, I have all these books and journals, I have this whiteboard right here that I sit in front of and I make notes and I read these quotes and I post on Instagram and I watch these YouTube videos and I plan and I analyze and I structure and nothing changes. Nothing changes. I was walking to the gym yesterday and I remember walking to the same gym 1 year ago today in the same thought process, waiting for my life to start, thinking, oh, a year from now, I'm going to have this business, I'm going to be doing this, I'll be traveling. I was in the exact same position yesterday as I was a year ago. And I had this anxious shot of energy go through my chest, my neck, and my head thinking, holy fuck, if I'm here next year in the same position, in the same, I don't know, I'm going to freak out. The chase of success, the dream of success of becoming, of getting X amount of money or achieving X goal is no longer about achieving, more so about running the fuck away from what's going on right now and what's been going on in the past. It's like I've been awoken to this new reality, this new frequency in which I know I can operate in. I don't know how to tap into that. And I always thought that it was out there. I always thought okay, I need to go to the gym. I need to have this morning routine. I need to talk to these people. I need to have the espresso. I need to follow this routine in order to get to that place where I can offer my best self into the world. But what I realized, sure, that stuff helps, but what it's really about, and the key that was the ultimate unlock to self-discovery, was I don't need anything. I just need to remove everything. I need to remove everything that I placed away. And I'm not saying sit here, meditate, and feel it, because that's impossible. Do all the things, but don't make that the focus. The focus is the fact that that energy, that being of your higher self, of your ideal character that you want to become and that has all these things and travels and has all the money, it's not about out there. It's just about getting rid of every block of energy, every doom scroll, every other person's opinion, every perspective, every thought that you think of who you are. It's about removing all of that because the energy is always there. Those feelings of amazing moments of pure bliss that you feel, sure, it may have been manufactured because you saw a beautiful sunset or you saw a beautiful hike and you went to the gym and sauna and had a great conversation. But all that energy was already inside you. You just had to remove everything that was blocking it in the way. And I've spent so much of my time this past year running around trying different things when in reality, if something doesn't immediately align and I don't see immediate results, I give up. And I have not taken accountability for any of my actions and I spread positivity on my page, yet I'm vulnerably in the loneliest, darkest, most confusing, most isolating place in my entire life, but I'm doing it to myself because I think that everything else is a waste of time, which goes into another major issue is every decision feels wrong and everything feels like a waste of time and I feel like I'm going to do something wrong to fuck it up. I'm not good enough, I'm not wanted, and I'm not capable, which I think is the biggest struggle of most men in their 20s from what I've seen and what I've heard, because no matter what I do, I feel like I always end up in the same place. No matter how much I develop my mind, developing my mind means journaling every single day, means reading all these books. But if I'm not living a life, then this doesn't matter. The only reason that this exists is to get that in here. so that I can control it. Trying to control the external without knowing the internal is a loser's game. You're going to lose that hand every single time, because if you can't control what's happening to you, everything that happens in the reality is just happening. It is the way it is. And we perceive the world the way we are. If you think that the world just is as it is and it's like manifesting is the world's fault and what is meant for me won't miss me, it's like, no. You can control your reality. I think about the Pink Floyd logo. There's a gray line, a triangle, and then a rainbow prism. It's supposed to signify a prism, but I think about it as life. The gray line is your life events, your experiences. The prism is your brain, and the rainbow is how you choose to donate it to the world and give it to the world and make your own reality. Your choices create your habits, they create your patterns, and being able to recognize those patterns is the most important thing if you want to succeed. And I have been a slave to bad patterns. I've read all the books, like I said. I've done all the morning routines, and I still am in this continuous loop of I cannot seem to make money. Can't. I felt like I was having no growth. Zero growth. I was trying so hard to grow that my growth was just like in a constant like laundry fucking cycle. I was just going in circles like a rat on a wheel, chasing my own tail. And I haven't figured it out yet. And that's the thing about this video, is I'm constantly, and this has been the primary anxiety of my life, is I'm constantly overanalyzing every decision because I want every decision to be the one. And I'm forgetting the fact that the whole point of why we're here is to just try shit. The entire experience is supposed to be enjoyed. That's why it's an experience, not a test. And I forget that the most important thing in life is the relationships that I build. And I know that the dream outcome that I want isn't about the money. It's about the person that I am who has the money. And I'm forgetting the fact that it has nothing to do with the money. Money is just the outcome, but the game of life is not about outcomes. The game of life is about inputs and development. And this whole self-development journey can only go so far when the only thing that you're developing is yourself. The sense that I'm doing it. Like, it feels like I'm just in this constant cycle of no change and no experience, but I'm too passive. Like, I'm in the passive state. I'm not doing anything that's taking action, that's requiring me to think, that's requiring me to journal. I'm just journaling about my journal. All I have to think about is thoughts. And this is the overthinker's dilemma. This is what is lacking in all of my confidence. And this is what is just like punching my confidence into the ground, is because I keep looking for evidence that I'm not good enough and I'm not capable of it. And then I keep proving it to myself by not doing anything about it. So I'm not searching for new evidence. I'm just proving to myself that I'm right about what I say and who I say I am, which is not the person that I want to be eventually. But I'm in this continuous stuck loop pattern cycle. And I've watched infinite TED Talks and videos about how to break out of this cycle. Nothing works. And a year ago, I was very social. I had a lot of friends. I was always out, just chilling at Starbucks, but I never put in work. Like, I was never a good student. I was a communication and leadership major. I was a good athlete, but not a great one. I had like B's and C's because I never really gave a shit about school, because if I don't really love something, I don't try. And I have to find that I'm not going to just stumble upon this thing and like I'm going to hear the name of a job and be like, that's what it is. And that's how I expect it to be. It's like, oh, airline pilot, that's my dream. I'm going to be that. And then I'm going to fall in love with that idea. And then I'm going to fall in love with the process, end up being a millionaire, being an airline pilot, having the best life. Airline pilot is just an example in this. I need to fall in love with the process of becoming and figuring it out, rather than just like having the idea and that's it. That's the result. I want the result right now. And I think social media has totally corrupted my brain into believing that I can get that result as fast as possible, because all you see is people with the result trying to sell the fact that they have the result to other people who want the result, which is the exact same pattern that I'm stuck in, and the exact same just self-destructive pattern that I've been in for the longest time. And that is what is causing so much incongruency in my life, is that the fact that I'm not who I think I am scares the shit out of me. And I am dialed on sleep. I'm dialed on recovery. I'm dialed in the gym. I hurt my shoulder, so I haven't been lifting. I can't do yoga, surf, do all these things that I love to control my mind. And I'm framing it as like, all right, this is my time to sit down, grind, and learn. And this is going to be the period that changes my life. But I think that every few months, every new idea is the one that's going to change my life. And then about a month later, I lose steam, I lose interest, I lose passion, or I never even gave myself the chance to develop it in the first place, and I give up, and then I go in this continuous pattern of trying to find things that make me happy immediately and give me that reward. But nothing has felt that aligning, and I don't want to get a job. I don't want to wash dishes. I don't want to wait tables, because I know how much money is out there to be made, but I don't know how to make it. And I don't know if I trust myself enough to make it. And that's the scariest thing, is the fact that I don't know if I trust myself. I think social media has completely corrupted the young Anne's mind into believing that everything else is a waste of time if you're not doing what they're doing. And I think the hardest thing to do is to see somebody else being 100% truly, powerfully, authentically themselves, and then to do the same. Not meaning that you are authentically them, but you are authentically you. And to feel that power of you being yourself and succeed, someone else will want to be you because you're succeeding. Anyone who is successful, everybody else wants to be like. And that's the trap that I've fallen into. I make content now because, oh, this post got 400,000 views. I should just steal that video. And then I make that video and it flops because it's not authentic and it's not congruent with who I am. The message could be good and it could get views, but I post it and I'm just like, my friend will come up to me and be like, dude, I can't believe that video got 3 million views. I'm like, yeah, it was like kind of retarded. It's like, it doesn't feel good. And that's also the thing that I'm scared of is I don't want to fall into the trap of working for something and doing something just because I think that I should, or that it made someone else successful, so therefore I should do it because it'll make me successful and I'm as good as that person. And then I just end up hating it. And so the over-analytical perspective of starting is killing all of my curiosity and fun and interest and joy. And I'm in this perpetual state of like, I feel like I'm in a box where it's like, oh no, I can't go because I can't make money. Oh, I can't go to the gym because I need to make money first. I can't make money because I have to go to the gym to get in the right state. It's like I'm boxing myself in like a fucking mime. And it's been like this in a rat race for the past year. I just hope that when I watch this video back 2 years from now, I'm proud of myself and I put in the work for something. Because I've written in my journal before, last year, saying a year from now, I hope I'm proud of myself. I'm not proud. If I could quantify everything I've done in the last year and put it into one sentence of the thing that I'm most proud of, I got fired from my job. I'm making less money than some 15-year-olds washing dishes. My parents are paying my rent. And it's not about the actual thing that I'm saying. It's not about the actual insecurity of the fact that my parents are paying my rent or I haven't earned $1. What actually scares me and the key of insecurity and realization is the fact that I believe it to be true about myself. Because nothing that anyone could say to you, if you're a 6'2" shredded dude and someone's like, you're short and fat, you're gonna be like, I'm not. Like, okay, but it doesn't matter. But if someone were to come up to me and say, you're a fraud kid who's incapable of making money, you have no skills, I feel that in my chest saying it out loud because I already believe it to be true about myself. So whatever you hear that offends you, that triggers you, it's not about the fact that they triggered you. It's about the fact that you believe it about yourself. You just triggered you. They didn't trigger you. You triggered you. And triggers are the most important part to pay attention to. And I feel like my biggest fear is the fact that I'm not getting triggered enough. I'm not learning enough. I'm not putting myself in positions to fail. Failure doesn't even exist. And I'm not putting myself in positions to fail. Risk doesn't exist. Risk is just a thing you do. Obviously, if you have a family, I'm not discounting the fact that like you put your entire life savings on a business and it fails. That could be a risk, viewed as a risk, or it could just be viewed as something I did. Either it didn't work out or it did work out. Either way, I learned. And the fact that I'm saying this feels incongruent because I haven't done any of this. It feels like no matter what I say, I'm bullshitting myself. I'm trying to convince myself that I am the person who I think I am without being that person. Fuck. And it's running my life. Like the conversation of not being confident and not being capable and all these insecurities, it's not the fact that it's that blanket statement. It's the fact that it's seeping into my energy of how I go about my days and how I talk to myself and how I interact with others. Of like, I have that really just insecure energy of like, if I think I'm incapable of making money because I haven't made any money, every time that I talk to somebody, that energy of like, I don't keep my word to myself, I am incapable, I'm insecure, is inside of me and I'm projecting that into the world. So the lack of confidence is coming from the fact that I'm not taking accountability for my actions to prove to myself that I am who I say I am. And if I want to be that in that interaction to provide my most authentic, powerful, and passionate self to somebody in conversation, I have to be in the right space in order to do so. Meaning, if I have an event coming up in 2 weeks that I want to prepare for, say it's like I want to lose 5 pounds in 2 weeks. If I show up in 2 weeks without having done anything and I'm not down 5 pounds, I'm going to be like, I didn't prepare. I should have prepared. Thinking back 2 weeks ago, fuck, 2 weeks ago, I should have done this, and that. And I'm not proud of myself. But if right now I'm thinking ahead to the future of like 2 weeks from now, fuck, I gotta lock in right now. You know, no dessert, 500 calorie deficit. Then when I show up on that day, 2 weeks from now, being 5 pounds down, I'm like, fuck yeah, I deserve this. I put in the work. I know what I did. Now I can analyze that pattern and put it further. And it's just the hardest part is 0 to 1. Going 0 to 1 is the most difficult part. Taking that first step. And I don't think that I've done that yet. And I really, really want to, but I want that. It's like, see, even now I'm just contradicting myself. I want it to be right. I want that first step to be the right step. Oh, do I go straight, right, left, behind? And does it all really matter? That's it for this one. And see where life takes me. See you at part 2.